Hear about it. Talk about it now with Matt Patrick.
KTRH News Time is 8:17.
If you are a socialist liberal and or voted for the current campaigner-in-chief, please do not take this class. You have already proven that you cannot make a knowledgeable and prudent decision as required under the law.
Joining me right now is Crockett Keller, the man that did that radio commercial in Mason, Texas. Crockett, welcome to Houston's Morning News, sir.
Good morning. Good morning to you and all your Houstonites.
It's great to have you on, Crockett. Listen, I know that you've been talking to everyone around the country. Give me just a quick synopsis. Are more people on your side or not on your side about this radio ad?
30 to 1.
I'm sorry?
30 to 1. 30 people positive to every one negative.
All right, very good. Could you do me a favor and turn down your radio or whatever it is you're listening? I'm hearing kind of an echo in the background there.
How about that?
I hope that is better. All right, Crockett. Do you, as a CHL instructor, do you have the right to tell people if you find out that they're a Muslim, not Muslim, but a Muslim, that he can't take your course?
I don't ask the question.
How would you know then? I mean, you said it in your ad that you would not teach someone who is a Muslim the CHL course. How would you know?
I probably wouldn't unless they came in their, in various clothing, or if they announced it. In which case, I would have to consider what I would do at that time.
But if just because of their religion, you really can't in this country prevent someone from taking your course, can you, or can you?
I don't ask people what their politics are or what their religion is. I don't ask them how big their ranch is or how many cattle they have. There are some things that you don't ask people. As far as prohibiting people, the part about the politics was tongue-in-cheek, but there was some seriousness about it also. The part about the Muslims is I have a real problem arming the enemy, and I consider the Muslims the enemy.
Would it, and I know there's a lot of people listening, Crockett, that will agree with you. And I believe that certainly here in Houston, you're probably going to find a whole lot more people that applaud what you're doing than don't applaud what you're doing. I think it's great that you come out and tell people how you feel. I know that there are now some legal ramifications of this, and if you'll hang on for me real quick here, I want to take a quick break and come back. I know there are some folks that are beginning to take a look at the business and whether or not Mr. Keller can actually do the things that he suggested, or maybe he was just kidding around, as he just told us here. We'll come back and we'll ask him. KTRH News Time is 8:23, and we're here with Crockett Keller, who's in Mason, Texas. His radio ad has gone viral. People are how's business, Crockett, real quick? Yeah, business has got to be booming for you.
Oh, it's all right. It's not necessarily great, but it's all right.
Well, good for you. Now is DPS really investigating you? I mean, have you all of a sudden got some unwanted attention from DPS and the Texas Rangers?
They have not contacted me yet. I expect a letter any day or a call, and whatever information that they want, I'll be certainly willing to provide them. Like I say, they are a very honorable organization. I respect them, and so I will cooperate with anything that they ask.
All right. The email that I'm getting, Crockett, all in support of you. Just want you to know. Let me just read this. It says, Matt, you of all people should know that he is a private business owner and has the right to refuse service to anyone. So as a private business owner, you can refuse service to anyone, right, Crockett?
Not necessarily.
All right. Explain why, then.
Well, I'm not real sure why, but there may be something in the Commerce Clause of the law that may prohibit me from discriminating to some extent. It's not as broad as what you would think. I mean, just because I'm a business owner, there are limitations, and whether I've stepped over that line or not, I guess remains to be seen. My biggest deal is safety for the other students in the class, and I get back to the whole thing is that by and large, I think teaching the enemy, arming the enemy is suicide, and I don't want to do that.
I think there's an awful lot of people, Crockett, that feel just the way that you do, although they don't articulate it the same way that you have. And I think that's probably what is surprising an awful lot of people. But I would bet if you went at least to members of this audience and asked them how they felt about your radio ad, knowing full well that some of it was tongue-in-cheek, as you've suggested, there's an awful lot of people, even more than the 30%. Or 30 to 1 that you've described, that agree with what you're saying. It's just there's not a lot of people that have the stones to say it out loud, Crockett.
Well, you know what? I'm 65 years old. I'm not going to die young. I can't do that anymore. Possibly young at heart, but not die young. And at some point in time, patriots and Americans have to stand up. And just because my business may suffer, you know, that's crap. It's not all about money. It's about, it's about things that you will take with you. I mean, what do we think about George Washington?
All right.
What do we think about Audie Murphy? What do we think about Ronald Reagan?
I hear you, Crockett, and I appreciate you being on with us.